Welcome to Factory 5, Bang & Olufsen's aluminum factory here in Denmark. Today I will take you behind the scenes of how we make our Beosound Premier with passion and precision. We begin our journey with the end caps, which goes from a sheet of plate like this to a complex 3D form like this. Along with the top and bottom profiles and cover for the table stand, we all make the same sleek aluminum finish. We begin with a high-grade aluminum sheet and cut it into plates like this one. This is where quality matters because we need to minimize impurities for the final product. Forming happens in two key stages. General forming, where we use 200 metric tons of force to turn a piece of metal into a highly complex 3D form. Why so much pressure? Because that pressure doesn't just shape the metal, it also helps distribute the stresses and strains used for further processes. After the general forming, we move to calibration, and here timing becomes essential. If we wait too long, the coating will slip and we will get deformations on the surface. At the calibration process, we punch key holes and define where the surface of the racetrack is placed. It's time to remove some of the excess material to get ready for the next processes. So in this final milling process, we have removed all the excess material for the next processes. We've also made little slots to fine-tune the bending. After this final milling process, we now have removed the excess material and also takes the bottoms off. Now for the final deformation stage, we need to fine-tune the interfaces for the final product. Now we created some embossing for the screw holes on the final product. We now shift focus to refinement. The end cap is grinded and polished to achieve smooth, high quality surface. This part is especially tricky because we need to remove just enough material to smooth the surface, but not so much that it changes the geometry. We're talking about tolerances down to the tenth of a millimeter. To maintain consistent quality, our team even changes the sanding belt every 60 end caps. That's how fine the margin is. This is the final milling stage. A highly complex process, from the fixture to the programming. Throughout this stage, we take multiple precise measurements, not only on the aluminum, but also on the moving parts of the fixture, on every end cap. Looking more closely, you'll see that milling occurs on every side with even the narrowest and most challenging angles carefully utilized. This demands the utmost precision to avoid any collisions. Now it's time for a pearl blasting process. Here we use a fine media called zirconium, measuring only 100 microns. In this process, we shoot at the end caps with 1.2 kilograms of media from each nozzle every minute. What this process does is it makes tiny dents in the end cap, which makes this iconic matte finish. Now, to see the difference on the end caps after pearl blasting, you can look at the before and after. We clearly see now that the matte surface has come. After pearl blasting, now that we created our tiny dents, it's time for chemical polishing. Here we etch away the peaks of the dents, which makes us able to control the glossiness on the surface. This is a new thing in our Factory 5 production line. For the top and bottom of the Beosound Premier, we use these specially tailor-made aluminum profiles, which greatly reduces the milling time. In this automated cell, the robot loads and unloads 10 pieces at a time into the machine over here. Now for the rest of the journey, for the middle profiles, they undergo the same process as the end caps. What goes pearl blasting and chemical polishing. This is a especially hard task because now we have an extruded profile that needs to match a sheet metal. Here we put our signature on the product, engraving Bang & Olufsen on the bottom profile. We begin with these extruded aluminum rods, specially designed to minimize impurities. Each rod yields up to 4 upfiring cups. The rods are loaded onto this conveyor belt, where the cell takes each rod and puts it into the lathe. Inside the lathe, the internal material is first removed. By the end of the cycle, the first upfiring cup is complete, while the lathe already working on the inside of the next. This continues until all 4 cups are machined, after which a new rod is loaded. Next, we drill 1925 holes in each cup, symbolizing our founding year and a tribute to our 100-year anniversary. This process is fast and efficient, drilling 3.2 holes each second or 192.5 holes each minute in each cup. To achieve our unique finish, we anodize twice. Once before the final lathe pass, where we turn the entire piece black. This creates a see-through effect that enhances visual depth. And now we're ready for our final anodizing. From raw aluminum to refined elegance, the Beosound premiere is a testament to Bang & Olufsen's dedication to craftsmanship, innovation, and timeless design.